Cancer, welcome. It's June 2025. Didici here from astrology.com.au. Does it somewhat feel like you're trying to climb the ladder of success in concrete boots at the moment? Because if you take a look at what's happening in your chart, and I want to focus on this today, the movement of Saturn in your 10th house. This is a relatively new transit. It's very recent. It hasn't happened for 30 years, but now it's upon you again, and the going gets tough when Saturn is especially in its sign of debilitation, which is Aries. It's in conjunction with idealistic Neptune. So this is all about your work, all about your public image. It's getting measured. It may not be applauded. People are scrutinizing you now. It's also not about how loud you are. You cannot make an impression now by hoo-haing. You have to be measured and steady, grounded and responsible. These are the keys to success throughout this coming period. And if you take a look around the 15th, when the moon makes its transit here into the 6th house, it makes a really favorable aspect to Saturn. This full moon in the 6th has to do with your work colleagues, the methodologies that you employ. So it's not about how you look in your work, how people perceive your Gucci outfit. It's got to do with the quality of the work that you do. And here there's more responsibility because Saturn is a planet of responsibility, and leadership is no longer optional. Whether you choose it or not, you're handed the responsibility and have to take that on. As I said at the outset, this is a once in 30-year transit, and therefore its return here may be reminiscent of what happened at that time, if you're old enough. For some of you newbies, then this is being thrown into the deep end all at once, learning to swim without a float. So your career dreams, this is all the Saturn-Neptune combination, dreams governed by Neptune. And so the career dreams will be challenged. I'm having trouble here looking at some of my notes. Your career dreams are challenged and pressure tested at this time. So there's a shift in terms of what was an ambition sort of morphing into an obligation. And this can be almost like you're working and wondering, what am I doing here? Am I doing all this work for nothing? Patience is one of the key words for Saturn. And we'll see here that this pressure cooker that you're in right now is actually going to play out very strongly in a spiritual sense. And that spiritual sense has to do with your identity, because there's a new moon that takes place on the 25th here in your sun sign. On the 21st, the sun moves into your sun sign. Jupiter is already there, also a relatively recent transit for the first time in 12 years. And of course, Mercury here. So there's a lot of big stuff happening in your chart. The pressure you're going to feel from your work is out of necessity going to change, not necessarily who you are, because this zone here shows how you present yourself. Your personality. There has to be a little bit of recalibration on who you are and how you present that to the world around you. You have to understand that the titles aren't going to mean that much. You got to get down to the job of doing the job. And there's that new moon, 25th, bringing with it a new chapter in your life, particularly related to who you are and how you deal with your day-to-day functioning, especially in this work area. Once Saturn passes this Neptune conjunction, I think you're going to feel a sigh of relief. It's not that you shouldn't hold on to your dreams, which is all about Neptune, but you should certainly be patient in terms of manifesting those dreams. The other thing here is that friendships, romance, shown by this Venus-Uranus conjunction, can turn on a penny. There may be an unexpected aspect to this. So what it is you're thinking is going to happen may not actually happen in precisely the way that you want it to happen. But that's not necessarily a bad thing either. You just have to let this play out and trust that the universe has your best interests at heart. Now get on over to astrology.com.au, follow those links. We have more on this very specific issue of Saturn transiting through your 10th house. Big transit. It's a 2.5-year transit. You want to be prepared for what it's going to bring and how you can best deal with it to maximize the return on your investment. Drop me a line. I'm always here. Please subscribe, and I'll see you here next month. Bye-bye.